Live from somewhere out of time, it's Malignant Bear, featuring me, JD Grousmits. Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're selecting a class, because we're playing an action RPG. Last Epoch finally came out of early access. I played this once on stream a while ago, like a year or two ago, I think. Yeah, it's been in early access for a couple years now, though, and it launched today, finally. Which is good. This game's awesome. I think they did a really good job with it. I do have some minor criticisms, we'll talk about those as we play, but I mostly just wanted to highlight the fact that this is, in fact, finally out. Because, yeah, as far as I know, they didn't change too much with it. It's been, like, mostly feature complete for a while now. So, I played this for a good number of hours in early access. And just for like an hour today, just to verify that it worked and see what they changed. I think they added full controller support, which is good. I believe they're working on Steam Deck support as well, which is nice. And they added some nice options for multiplayer stuff, which we'll showcase when we get started. I'll talk about the game and talk about some of the features and all that, and just kind of mess around again just to highlight that this is out here. It's coming out at kind of a weird time. There's not a lot else out right now except for something coming out later this week that we'll be playing. And obviously Helldivers is making big news, but servers for that are a mess, so we can't play that. Anyway, without any further ado, here's Last Epoch. Look at that, wow, it's like the same picture. Wild. But yeah, so this is a game sort of like, it's a nice middle ground, I think, between modern Diablo and helps if I click on the thing, then we get sound. It's a nice middle ground, I think, between modern Diablo and Path of Exile. Path of Exile is good. It is overly complex, though. It's one of those games where if you don't have like a wiki or a guide open to plan your build from like minute 1, you can just ruin a character. And there's just entirely too many complex systems and all that. It's really cool if that's your only game that you play, and you can absolutely get that enjoyment out of it. But I want something a little less kind of tedious. And Diablo has lots of issues. Diablo 4 has a lot of issues. Just like Diablo 3 before it did. Diablo 2 Resurrected is pretty good, though. And Grim Dawn is good, but it's getting pretty long in the tooth. It's hard not to notice some of the problems that it has. I'm still excited for the expansion to that. But I think this kind of plays like a nice middle ground between Diablo and Path of Exile. So we'll go in and we'll look at all the classes here that we can pick. So here we have the Sentinel. One of my big complaints with this game is there is no character customization. So if you want to play Sentinel, you're always going to be this bald guy. That's it. And some of the models are like kind of weirdly low resolution compared to some of the armor details and environment and enemies and stuff. It's kind of an odd choice, and I'm hoping that they'll work on that in the future. But anyway, Sentinel is kind of an interesting combo. It's almost a cross between like a paladin and a barbarian in Diablo 2. You have movement type abilities, kind of like a barbarian. You have multi-strike, can channel and take less damage, so you're tanky like a paladin. You can throw spears, shield bash, whirlwind. Every class, though, also has subclasses, and you can only pick one subclass, and it drastically changes your build. So, this one you do kind of like evil damage. I guess that's how we'll describe it. Yeah, evil damage. You do void damage, that's what it's called. So you do like spooky stuff, so you're kind of like a Death Knight almost. This one is more sort of tank-based. So again, Forge Strike, throwing your shield, gaining more armor, and then just straight up Paladin. You get some healing abilities and some more kind of, light-centric skills. This is the class I played the most, specifically Paladin. in early access in the beta for about 30 hours. So I got all the way to endgame and did a little bit of that with them. It was a lot of fun. It was just great being able to play a very like fast-paced and frantic type of paladin. Not used to seeing that, so because of that I will not be playing that. And we have the rogue. So this is again, if you want to play a rogue, you got to play this lady. Again, nothing wrong with that, but you know, obviously all the old school RPGs, that's how they are. You know, you're always going to be that scrawny little guy if you're playing the Necromancer in Diablo, but I feel like we've moved beyond that. Some customization would be good. But rogue by default is kind of like quick melee attacks, positioning, you know, daggers, throwing knives, and bow and arrow. And then their subclasses is more focused on blades, more focused on bows, and then swapping out some of your toys, I guess you would call them, for a bird, and also still getting more toys, because then your bird can throw a net. This was one of the last classes added. I think this got added today with the release, so. But yeah, I think we're going to play this today, but I just want to show all of them. Mage. It's a mage. It's not a lot to say here. This was the class I was most whelmed by in the beta. It's just kind of standard mage, and you can get more mage abilities. Again, kind of standard mage stuff. A little bit more melee oriented. And then this build, Rune Master, was kind of odd. It's still just kind of more mage abilities, but just sort of more buff focused, I guess. It was interesting, but in general, I think this is probably one of the more boring classes. Powerful though. Got a Primalist. You get a bear. Again, you can see the face is just kind of like low resolution. It just looks a little off. But this is kind of a combo between basically Druid and Barbarian from Diablo. So some skills require specific weapon types, as you can see. So this one you have to have a spear. But you can spec into having more pets. Pets on pets on pets. More elemental damage. And then become bear. Messed around with this a little bit. Excuse me, in the beta. It was pretty fun. And then finally, the evil wizard, the acolyte. By default, she can summon skeletons. Look how gnarly her face is. Yeah, she can summon skeletons. You have scythe attacks, curses, zombies, ghosts, flaming ghosts. Pretty standard kind of evil mage. You can spec into more skeletons. You being stronger. And then stronger spells and ghosts. And Warlock was the other class they added today. I was trying to think of what it was. I think this one's a fun class. I'm just always a sucker for like necromancers in these types of games. But alright, so we will do Rogue. We'll do... I'm trying to think what subclass I want. So you can only pick one of these, and you cannot switch then once you've picked it. So there's really 15 classes in the game, which is pretty cool. Think of a good name here. Rogue Spitz. So we're playing offline because the servers for this took an absolute dump. There's no other word for it. The peak during early access for this, at one point there was 40,000 people playing. And that was because they had like a big sale or something. Apparently there was almost 200,000 people attempting to play today and the multiplayer servers just could not handle it. So, the rogue spits. And you get to pick, when you do multiplayer, you can do solo found or player-based trading or whatever it's called, Traders Guild, I think. You can pick one of these two challenges. There's only one for single player, and obviously you're going to pick this. Basically, if you do solo found character, you can't trade items or use like the shared stash or anything, but you have increased item drop rate to make up for it. And then in the other one, you have the access to trade channels and things, so you can trade with other players. I like this mode. A lot of times with these games, trading in the player-based economy is just a mess. It's like a nightmare. That's one of the reasons I never get into Path of Exile. I've finished it. I have like 100 hours in the game, more than that probably. But just at a certain point in Path of Exile, it's like, oh, I have to spam trade chat to get very specific items and barter and like do all this stuff. It's like, oh my god, let me do this. So I think Path of Exile has this now though too. Right, this will be Rogue. They added story finally to this.
In the beginning, there was darkness.
So we'll just listen to this.
Only the terror, myself, and the void. I was content with nothing. She dreamt of light, of life, of humanity. We disagreed. And yet, in her world, there were gods. Majasa of the desert, Lagon of the sea, Rye of the endless skies, and Hierot of the frozen tundra. But fate stole Terra away. Without her, there was conflict, then wars. In the end, it was Rye who sought to outshine the sun that would pull the world into his flame. Caught within Rae's gaze were the Keepers, an order sworn to protect Eterra's memory and the power it still holds. They were joined by someone unexpected.
Oh my god, I think it's
A
us.
traveler, willing to walk into the flames of war. But why? Was it honor they sought? Power? Redemption? Or was this fate? Perhaps. But no story is quite that simple.
When I played this before, there was like little to no story. And it was interesting because it would get added sometimes with updates. So there would be entire regions you would go through, and it's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like early on in the game, you'd like travel back in time, and very early on there was like no explanation for why that was. And then eventually it was like, oh yeah, now I'm traveling forward in time, and here's why we're doing that. And it's like, wait a minute, hold up. But now there's actual like full-on storyline, which is good.
I've never been this far from the slums. No looking back now. Time to leave Majelka behind me.
Right. So interesting thing this game does is you only have 5 skills. So you can see here on the hotbar, obviously you can change hotkeys and stuff if you want to. Yeah, you only ever get 5, and we'll see why as we level up a little bit and get further. What's going on down there? Oh, that's where these things are coming from. So you don't even have a basic attack. That's like you have it at the start just to fill up a slot. But left click is just move. It is not attack. Use health potions. Haven't even taken damage. Alright. So we can zoom in, see our character. The world looks pretty good. I think they tuned up the graphics a bit. Runs pretty well as well. Actually, before we go further, we can check out the settings here. So I'm running this 1440p Ultra. I don't know what streamer mode does. It says it doesn't give you better loot, though. Imagine. I have it limited to 120, and it's consistently sitting at 120. So, all maxed out, runs pretty well. Oops. Sound settings, pretty basic. Social, not a whole lot going on there. Challenges. But the big thing here is gameplay. So you have a bunch of different... Why does it keep moving me? Try clicking here. A bunch of different gameplay options here. Obviously, that's where you change your keys. You can see what region you're in. So all these options here. Language. The big thing here is loot filters. I guess that was what I was using from beta. So you can manage and create all these different loot filters, and you can even copy and paste them as well, which is a feature that every one of these games should have. It's a big problem in Diablo. Let's go back in there. Like, the game desperately needs loot filters. The fact that there aren't in Diablo 4 is just mind-boggling. It has support for RGB. If you have a Logitech keyboard, that's a good feature. I don't know why you would want that. A message for us.
Traveler, our Heoborian allies informed us that you will attend the peace talks. Raya's war has reached our lands, and we are in need of aid. As keepers, we avoid conflict. We're dedicated to the goddess Atera's memory. He wishes to destroy us and steal Atera's legacy. We can't let...
So the villain in this game is the sun. Or a guy that is kind of like the sun. Which is cool. That's a nice twist. This thing's wrecking me. Oh, we got a bunch of stuff. Okay. Get that health potion again. You auto loot potions and money and everything else you have to pick up. At least as far as I know. So we'll check out the inventory and character screen as well. Look at all these stats. So many stats. Nice and easy to tell, though, what everything is, which is nice. You can see very specifically, like, all these different types of damage and defense, all the stats for your minions, all your other stuff, whatever those might be. Inventory sorting. Gift menu, I don't know what that's for. Crafting materials. We won't get into crafting until later. We might not even see it in this stream. But there's a pretty robust crafting system in this game to add modifiers and things to gear. Nice detailed item explanations there in terms of what it's adding and subtracting. A lot of different hotkeys here. Like that you can see item ranges and detailed descriptions of what all of these things are. So you can see explanations. Super detailed ones. I go with a bow, though. Blessings you unlock later on as you go. There's a whole bunch of them. These are just kind of passive things. And let's see what else. Other systems am I forgetting? There's a shop and cosmetics if you're online. It is all cosmetics, though. So that explains itself. Game guide. There's a lot of features and systems in this game, and it explains them all. And even in early access, it did a really good job of pacing these things. At least in my opinion. So, like, you would unlock stuff slowly as you went until you got to the end game, and then had everything, and then had to manage a billion different things. Factions. Okay, so this is the thing I was talking about. Yeah. So you can trade items with either NPCs or players if you join this faction, or do the super solo self-found thing where it's like you just get better gear yourself. 35% chance to drop twice as many items, and you can only do one of these, so that's the whole point. Full world map. The one thing I dislike about the world map here is that it kind of spoils the twist. It shows you all these different eras just right away. I feel like they could not do that, and it would work a lot better. It's like right now we're in the Divine Era, and oh, spoilers, stuff happens, and then, oh boy, stuff really happens. Like that'd be cool to find out naturally. So. Forge. And so I guess we can craft. So whenever you get crafting materials, again, there's a ton of them. I hope these are auto pickup now. They weren't before, and that sucked. But you can re-roll and change different modifiers depending on the runes that you use for pretty much every item in the game, which is nice. Where did that go? Get back here. Nope, used a potion. Alright, so the other big things then, passives. Gain passive points by leveling up and completing quests, blah blah blah. Initially, you can only put points in your base class and then choose a mastery later on. So again, we get these later on. We'll ignore them for now. Every class, you get points in your base, and these are just passives, like it said. So, you know, attack faster, do slightly more damage. Do more damage. Do some bleed. Like, these are, you know, pretty standard things. But similar to kind of Grim Dawn or Titan Quest, as you put points in these, you get some other stuff. Although it's kind of reversed in this case. In Grim Dawn and Titan Quest, your actual usable skills are up here. And then you get passive bonuses down here. Here's the other way around. These are your passives. And then you get usable skills depending on how many passives you put in. And then once you pick your sum class, obviously you can specialize a little bit more. So. But then the skill system is the other big one. So these are all the skills that we have just by default. Every rogue will have these, and then can get these with the passives. Every single skill in this game has its own skill tree then, with more passive benefits, and some of these can change drastically, which is really cool. So like for the Necromancer, for example, you can choose passives to get way more skeletons, or way less skeletons, but stronger. Or maybe you just want like archer skeletons, or rogue skeletons, or skeletons that cast bone shields so they can have more bones. Every single skill tree, or every single skill has a skill tree. The caveat to that is you can only have 5 skills at a time, so you have to pick which 5 skills you want to specialize, which is conveniently the 5 skills that you have on the bar there, and then you get access to the full tree. So you cannot put points in every single skill here. It's nice though, I think it's well done. It encourages you to really hone in and pick a build in a good way. And you get points in those skills to level up their passives by using the skills. Alright, now we'll actually play the game. 30 minutes later. Leveled up. Now we have throwing stars. New skill unlocked. This doesn't even cost mana. It seems a little strong. Okay. Just put that there then, and then... We don't need regular attack. A fast bear. So it's pretty repetitive in the beginning, obviously. We're just going to spam that one skill. But you can swap skills. Big if true. Okay. Killed our first mini-boss, that's good. even before the game had like rich lore and story, I think they did a good job in terms of like just making interesting environments and stuff. Okay, these people are dead. But yeah, I like the fact that the villain is like what would be kind of a cliched good guy, but not in the JRPG where you're killing God kind of way.
When you arrived, was there a family? It was mine. They were called. I can handle Ospreys. It's
voice
I told
acting.
them to stay back. What good? Are you also here for the peace? I am. Name's Grail. No one. Come. Let me watch you fight.
Alright, so he'll follow us around. I think they replaced some of the voice actors from the beta as well. That was one of the other big changes.
Smoke.
Not happening.
Okay. Let's explore up here. This guy's a champion of one of the other gods that isn't evil, at least not yet. Who knows?
Not happening.
He does way more damage than we do. We'll get there. Oh, we leveled up at some point. Alright, let's put points in dodge rating. That's boring. Can dual wield. That seems like a safe bet there. Okay. Got some other gear, none of it's very good. Every class has unique relics that give them kind of, you know, more specific things. I turned on the automatic item display tooltips there, or item comparison tooltips. I cannot talk today. You can turn those off though if you want. And basically once you're, you know, a couple hours into the game, you'll start setting up loot filters and things. So you'll see, you know, way less junk items, or, you know, only items your character can actually use. Alright, got specialization slots. Oh, we can throw acid at people. Reduces armor. Shift. Alright. Get out of here. I'm trying to do something here. Alright, we'll put our passives in first, because that's easy. What can we do here? Ooh, life leech, that's real good. Okay, increase attack speed. It's a mana cost, but it's just channeled instead. You have multi-shot. Faster. Poison. People explode when they're killed. So you don't have enough points to put everything in here. So that would just be too strong. So you have to kind of pick and choose a little bit. Life leech is like real good though. So we want to get up to that immediately. And you can see here in the trees, you have to make the connections between skills, so I can get Life Leech next level because I only need 1 point in Alacrity to get up there. So you can remove skill points and despecialize skills if you want to move things around as well. But it reduces skill levels. And then if you despecialize completely, it just removes all levels. But it's pretty easy to get levels back, especially once you get later into the game. Because again, they gain XP based on how much you're using
Where'd you
them.
learn to fight?
It's early games, we need every point of experience we can get. Okay, now we got armor. Health regen. Eh. Keep using our bow. So one of my biggest complaints with this game, you might have noticed as we're going around, is this area is pretty big and monster density is pretty not. Even late game, it's still a problem. To the point where it's like, I genuinely think every single map in this game could and should be reduced in size by like 10 or 15% and monster density increased by whatever number you choose, like just by that same proportion. Like even this is a pretty early map. It's, you know, pretty small, but it gets pretty bad later.
Quick, before it reaches town.
Did I whip acid at this guy or no? You can see we get little debuff markers on him, which is nice.
Well done. We're almost there. I'll see you ahead.
Did it. What do you mean, see me ahead? You're still following me. Get out of here.
The keepers have proven difficult to track. The keepers, they're not guarding the ruins. They're traveling between them.
Okay, that guy's
over and over
telling us his evil plans for killing people.
with them. It'll be as simple as burning these vermin to
Yeah, those are better boots. Okay. Rewards. It's a nice little town here. Last time I played, there wasn't a town, or there was like a tiny one. But basically, like, you started the game, went through the first area, and then it immediately was like,
Here
you're
are some
back
for
in
protection.
time. And it was just super
More
awkward.
Thus, I
Sounds like they're even there. It's now. Speaking of,
Eh, lore.
let's head there now.
Not
Feel free to
important
Look around.
for us right now.
Hello, traveler.
You can respec.
Do not dwell on the regrets.
There's waypoints and town portals. A stash. Vendors. Hotkeys for selling things quickly. It's a real game. And we don't have gloves, do we? Purchase price of 8. Yes, I will take those. Yeah, stuff's really cheap. Might as well just stock up here. Get that. 2,000 for a rune. Nope. Go quiver. There we go. Let's get better armor too. Everything's so cheap.
Right.
See, we already look a little different. There's some really cool, like, monster and NPC designs in this game. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Another stash, in case you missed the first one.
Thank Itera.
Grail was just telling me of your battle. One of... Yes, Balthus and I remain. Balthus is busy. Not much. You are, even now. Could you? They can, but do this. And
All right.
Grail was just telling me of
Go help an old
Sounds like
man.
this is where... Yes, I don't... It means here art him. Glad you think he made me the person who's going to end this war. Take Rye down.
Guy's an action hero.
Rue the day he dared mess with us.
You can portal. So thankfully, monster density starts picking up pretty quickly. But I still think it could and should be higher. Especially later game, you get killing at fast enough speeds that you can clear entire screens. But there's not entire screens worth of monsters to fight.
Not happening.
I'm like really tired or something. So I want to switch shift to that and puncture to that. Some more points going there. Alrighty. So now we have single target skill with flurry, shurikens to do a little bit of AoE damage, and then puncture is a dot. Oh, and I guess it makes sense that it would puncture through things. Look at that. That's the best skill in the game now. Alright, so again, early games we need to clear these levels basically, because we desperately need the
Not
XP.
happening.
Oop. Okay. Like, we're already quickly approaching the point where I'm thinking of turning on a loot filter to hide white items. Just basic common crap. Because of how the crafting system works, you don't need to keep them around or break them down into other things. Like you might in some other games. The evil plant. Now it can run. Pretty nice garden. I would have tea here. The rare enemies and champions and things, again, just like Diablo. Solar invaders. Again, we're fighting the sun. Speaking of which, Elden Ring's DLC got a trailer today, finally. It looks real good. We also got a trailer for the Borderlands movie, and it looks not good. I have so many questions about it. Like, I like Kate Blanchett, but Lilith in the games is like in her mid-20s, maybe 30. Kate Blanchett is like 55. Still looks fantastic, don't get me wrong, but Kevin Hart is... He's Kevin Hart. He's playing himself again, which is not what Roland is. Roland is supposed to be like the straight man in those games. Jack Black as Claptrap sure was a choice. I also love Jack Black in pretty much everything, but actually no, just everything. But he still just, it seems odd. And they didn't make it cell shaded. It's also an Eli Roth movie, so who knows what we'll get. There's a chance it'll be bad, like just straight up bad. There's a chance it'll be campy, and there's a slim chance it could be really good somehow. Yeah, as we mindlessly clear this. Yeah, Elden Ring DLC. Looks fantastic. Can't wait for that. That's coming out this summer. Damage over time. We don't have any of those. That'll probably take up the back half of the year for me. No, definitely probably a month in the summer though. A couple weeks we get Dragon's Dogma. Can't wait for that. The big game right now that everybody's talking about though is Helldivers. I really want to play it, but you know when even the devs come out and are like, we want everybody to play our game, we're glad that everybody's enjoying it, but maybe wait because the servers aren't quite ready. That's a pretty good sign. Yeah, it seems like we're gonna get pretty much at least one solid or hopefully solid release every month this year. So obviously Power World was the big thing in January. Helldivers now in February. Dragon's Dogma and I think Rise of the Ronin are both coming out on the same day in March. Those will be pretty big.
Not happening.
Trying to think what's in April. I know there's something big then. Got a ring. Oh, it auto-equipped because we didn't have another one. So Nintendo had like a mini direct today. I didn't catch anything from it, but probably lots of good indie games coming to the Switch. Or third-party stuff. I think that's what it was like a partner showcase thing. I do kind of miss having a dedicated dodge button. I wasn't sure how I would feel about it in Diablo, but I think I like it. As opposed to having to, you know, spec it into a skill that lets you do it.
Easy. Too easy.
Alright, we're almost at the end of this area. Probably go a little faster if I actually use my skill points. Do I have any others? Is that it? Oh, okay. Why didn't it tell me I had those? That might have been nice. We want leech right away. That's pretty much essential. And then eventually we'll get up there to mana leech as well. Alright, now we never have to worry about healing again. Magic bow. We use bows. 18% increased damage over time. We don't do any of that, but okay. You can see already, this is like the second area, the second real area that you're in, and it's just like ever so slightly bigger than it needs to be. There was chunks of that where we weren't fighting, and we should have been. That bird guy died loud. Oh, we still need healing. They're doing a lot of fire damage. We're weak to being caught on fire.
Easy. Too easy. Not happening.
It's too much health. Okay. Actually, I want to turn down the sound effects bit. There we go. In general, the game is fairly quiet. It's maxed out, and it's still... Oh well. I guess better than it being way too loud, with no option to change. Okay. Our first boss coming up here. This is as far as I got when I was messing around earlier. Ooh. Does a lot of damage, and those things kind of stun lock you too. Oh. That sucks to deal with. Yeah. It's one of the dangers of self-found is that keep finding shields and melee weapons, and they're pretty worthless to me. Is this the guy? Oop. Still right there. Can't talk to you until I kill these guys. Right. There's too many of them. He's not voiced. Are you alright? They've invaded the old storage. I'll look into it. Got a side quest. High stun avoidance. Very niche modifier there. Alright, we'll check out this side area, I guess. Everything's stronger than us. Come on. Look at that, he was juking us out. Ooh. Real fast now, I like that, okay. Oh, that was worthless. There's nothing else here to kill. We got some space still. Town portal back. Can't believe town portal isn't trademarked or copyrighted or something.
Terra's blessing.
Welcome to our camp. It's nice. They tend to growl. They are shy but strong. It's like being a keeper. It's awesome. Almost envious. Old Tess has learned to wear hats. Who's Old Tess?
Prayers be with you.
Let's see if we actually have any good gear. I bet not. We don't. Yeah, that kind of is. Ooh, we go faster. Yeah, I want that. It's even faster still. Okay. I don't need your life story. Just give me your gear. Or your loot. Okay. Actually, I'll keep that rare item so we can show the forging system a little bit better with it, because it has a bunch of modifiers and stuff. Stuff's still really cheap. I like that. Two health on kill. Increase lightning damage. We don't do any lightning damage. It's a little bit better.
Right.
So you can see here we have this rare item, Bloom Tender Short Spear, and we can change all of the different modifiers on it and add new ones if we had runes. And re-roll them and clear different things and all that. So you have a lot of them. Pardon me. A lot of options here for forging and crafting, which I think they did a really good job with. Yeah, it's cheap enough and it's better. Where did it go? What? What?
Right.
What? But I wonder if I somehow just double-clicked and, like, bought it and then immediately sold it. That's weird.
Right.
Okay, oops. Let's see. Smoke bomb. We don't need that. Ooh. Can make stuff explode. Okay, okay. Let's put puncture there. Explodey thing there. So now we can do some elemental damage. No, it's not that one. S. Okay, we don't have any more points here yet. Take a while until we get our specialization too. Oh wait, portal's up here. All right, let's see what they're doing here in the storerooms.
Full right.
Oh. 100% chance to crit. You're screwed now. Oh, you still have to pick those up manually? Are you kidding me? As far as I know, you have unlimited rune storage, which means there's never a point where you would not just pick up every single one that you see. That was one thing I definitely hated, especially late game. You would clear maps and there would be dozens, if not hundreds of runes dropping sometimes, and you would just have to individually click on them. Give me that 1 gold, I need that. This map seems pretty tiny, unless it's about to expand. Ooh. We might die, we might die. Yeah, oh, that sucks. Why would you do that? I guess it's because you have to manually add them and things. They should just go in here. I hate having inventory management of like little tedious stuff like that. Alright, we don't need any of that though. Thing! We won. Oh, wait, there was a shortcut right there. Go back, go back. Oh, crap. That seems like it might be bugged. Stuff respawning instantly. Oh, you moved, but you're still dying. They're gone. Oh, we got a skill point for that. Ooh. Okay. Alright, back to the main quest. loop around because there are more guys here. Does any of my stuff cost mana? Pretty much no. Alright, I'm going in. A lot of people are dying out here. Oh. Can't get that quite yet. Chance to gain haste when you attack. We don't need dual wield. As cool as it is. Use a skill that costs 0 mana and hit an enemy, you gain health and mana. Oh, you just get passive leech here too. That's pretty strong. Huh. Right. Say this seems like a pretty obvious kind of boss fight here. Oh boy. And I still fell for it. Quiver. Ooh, +5 damage. Yes.
Once I deciphered the Keeper's movements, what would be the purpose of such a stronghold if it were to house nothing? Yet I could tell they were here, just as I predicted.
It's a fancy door.
This way!
Who are you?
You're here to help! The Osprey slave! Protect the sword! The Drake! Tread carefully.
Uh-oh. Okay. So far, so good. Got an objective survive. That's always a good sign. Oh, that guy's got a unique name. That seems dangerous.
Not here. It isn't safe. We'll reconvene outside. That should hold them. First things first. Thank you. We've reinforced our walls, supplied our men, and the howling monster circling the... So, I see you lack key. Lovely. While your help has been up... What do you mean? I'm protecting the Epoch, of course.
What?
Here. It's a fortress. Meant to keep unruly treasure. Or at least it's a bit... Lena not tell... Well, tell you what. Let's get out of here first, and then I'll explain more. These peace talks are hardly worth it if you don't know why Orion is after us.
Alright. More magic books.
Since the Keeper's fall, the third shard is always on the move. It uses multiple vaults. Only we possess the knowledge to open them.
Okay. Close to a level, so we gotta kill more stuff. Alrighty, get that. That's good. So that's maxed out now. I can spec into another skill. Okay, yeah, I just want to see the skill trees before I pick one. This looks like all fire damage. We have at the edges here. Do more fire damage. About puncture. What do we have here? What's its default chance? 30%. Okay. Ooh. Oh, physical shred. That's pretty essential. Huh, this might be a skill to use. And you can see here, because we're a class that can use either bows or melee weapons, you know, there's different skills and specialities that go into that as well. Puncture might be a good thing to put skills in. Converts poison chance from all sources to bleed. Interesting. Yeah, puncture seems really strong. I was whelmed by the rest of these abilities. But at some point we'll want some of these marksman ones too. We'll do puncture for now. Always pick something else later. Alrighty. Let's get it on. Want to get to the point where we go back in time the first time, or forward in time, I guess. Or maybe it's back in time, I can't remember. It's probably coming up pretty soon here, yeah. Fall for the obvious trap again. Ooh. Help me, NPC. Increased fire damage when we don't really do a whole lot. Guess I could just spam Cinder Strike and that. inches each time. Get more of those later as well.
That was close.
Yeah. Alright. We're already doing a lot more damage.
We cannot keep the old ways. The council is scared. But
Loot.
nothing will change if we
Ooh.
do not change.
I think that's a unique, isn't it? Fancy. Oh, can't use that one at all. We're no nerd. Spellcast. Oh. We wrecked that thing. It even had a fancy name. I didn't even get to see it. I feel like we could have and probably should have just turned around and gone back to the camp. That might have made more sense. Oh.
I'm sure you have questions, but let me first check and make sure the Epoch's safe.
Who do the keepers how can they claim a greater connection to its error than us?
Good. No.
Uh-oh.
Get him!
Oh no. That bird stole my old man. See what way they went. See, this wouldn't have happened if we had just gone back to camp. Okay, so it auto picks those up at least. That's good. Ooh. Chance to poison on hit. Yes. What we have here. Oh wait, no, I want that. You could do this with the bow that does that. Let me just put those in there. Also, wait a minute. Isn't that? Oh, okay. So yeah, even worse. There's a button that just lets you do it. Like, just auto loot that in here. I'm never not gonna pick those up. What's the point of this zone? Yeah. Why are you even here? Who are you?
A terror's blessing.
Some of our people are lost. Alright.
Prayers be with you.
Yeah, he got grabbed by a drake. Alright. You got anything cool? No. Sucks. Got something really neat and we can't use it. I'll toss it in here anyways. I mean, I guess we can use it, but... What do you find? Alright. That other guy disappeared. Deal with him later. So your friend got kidnapped.
What? What happened?
A dragon.
That must be Orion. If he can... An Osprix general. What happened to the artifacts Balthus was protecting?
They got
That
taken.
must be what they were after. We have to save Balthus. Their camp is not far. I have to organize it. Are you sure? I could gather some... You'll walk into an entire... Stay safe. Stay alive. And bring Balthus back.
Okay. We failed that once before, so let's see if we can do it again. We need to spend points to get to this. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I misread what this was, so that's not very good. That isn't either. Pretty much have to get that. Okay, okay. What? Oh. That's weird. Oh my god, that thing's terrifying. I thought that guy said they were nice and calm. He lied. I like when enemies come in and they're all real cocky and like taunting you, and meanwhile you're killing them before they finish their I've showed up animation. Oh, this has a lot of stats. Mana regen, lightning damage, yeah. Take that. Get rid of the crappy one. We got points too. It's like a lot of these things too. Getting warmer. Mine's better. It sucks you have to manually loot those. Why? Why would you do that? Health regen? No. %39% chance to crit. That's huge. That can't be right. What? That doesn't math correctly. I mean, I guess this has a flat 3%, but this is... not increased critical strike chance. I guess it's like 39% of my base. So, okay. This one's just better. Already having to make the hard choices here. Great. That decoy. Got some of these. Health gain is good. Yeah, we definitely want that at some point. Okay. Now we're really doing good in terms of life leech. Look at that. Could face tank without feeling bad about it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stuff usually doesn't come back to life. Yeah, can't use that.
They won't forget that one.
Okay. It's very crucial we clear every single thing here. Whoa. It almost looks like lag, but it's not. I'm playing offline. It's wacky. Okay, there we go. That's a better one. Finally. Eh. Level 15. Ooh, chance to bleed and chill. Hope it makes terrible Mr. Freeze puns when it does. Enrages at half health, dies instantly. Oh. These guys again. Oh, there's a lot of them now. There we go. Oh, those are way better than my boots. The fur. It was a trap. The Osprix used us as bait. Tell someone you found a dead body. Gotta file a police report. It's the real end game. That's what I want my grave to look like. I think level 10 is when we can pick our specialization. Maybe it's 15. It's like very few treasure chests in this game. It's weird. Oh, it's even better.
Now.
No, 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 no. Legally distinct quill rats. Boy, their war camp here is pretty sparsely guarded. I'm gonna regret that, I know it. Just let them Wilhelm scream, come on. You know you want to. There's loot down this way. And there's loot everywhere, but I could see it on the map already. Got resurrected. Heck, I'm trying to look at my skills. Minimum skill level dictates how many skill points you start with when you specialize in skill. Groovy. Wait, go back. But I saw something for a second. Jeez, that seems pretty strong. Alright, that seems like melee crap. We don't want any of that. Let's get... it's not very good. Ooh. Flat poison. Yeah, we want that. Okay, we're getting there. Is that a quest? I don't think I've seen that message before. It was like, oh, you open the war supplies. I like that the one keeper guy made a point to be like, we've killed dozens of these guys. I've killed dozens in like the 5 minutes I've been here in their camp. Maybe that's why the war's not going so well. Taken damage before he landed. That's always a good feeling. Minion health. Finding a lot of cool loot that I can't use. I do like that mana is basically not a thing for me. These things suck. Very tanky. Plus 12 mana. Boy. But they have all these weird, like, I don't even know what shape those are. Things everywhere. Guess that's what those little robots are. Let's be smart. Oh, never mind. It's a new zone entirely.
I can still feel the flame. When I present this to Raya, this power, he will finally understand.
Oh, we can't skip the fight. Go straight to the lore.
You're here for the Epoch. Reaching me was impressive. But it's mine! Go, Member Wing!
Oh, T is not fooling around with that. That's a lot of damage. It's a lot of fire. An alarming amount of fire.
Not happening.
No, but Raya!
to drop something.
Inventory management, the true endgame. Let's put most of this crap on the ground. Alright. Physical damage. No. So we lose attack speed, but we gain way more base damage. And more chance to chill. And catch things on fire. That seems pretty good.
Now get me out of here.
Okay.
Oh, Terra. My knees. I will be, thanks to you. There. The shards of the Epoch are
What are they?
Oh, the power.
It's the
to
title of the
travel
game.
through Time.
Oh my god.
If Raya were to get his talons on it, he would surely win the war. More than that, he'd be untouchable. Just one. Each shard is part of the whole. We keep them separated, for the two of them. The one I keep with me and the one from the vault.
Okay.
The third should be back at... Lena sent him after it. No. The alternative would be to leave one with Lena, drawing the Austrix's attention. Yes, though right now with Raya at our
What do we do?
Use a single Terra tasked us to protect. Now, I find a new... Which, speaking of...
Okay.
Let's head back to camp.
I must remind myself, I may not be able to take flight, but with Emberwing's aid, I can once again feel the wind. Oh, how I've missed the limitless blue.
Alright. That's right, we gotta tell this guy we found a dead body.
Terra's blessing.
Stress call was a trap.
Prayers be with you.
What do you got? Huh, they even sell stuff that I can't use.
Right.
Alright, hack me back in time.
He's back. He's been quiet since he returned. If
You're back. Now, we must protect the Epoch, not fully. The Terra left. I have, well, we are keepers after all. Do you think we've going through the motions? Keeping the shards hidden, I feel as though drastic times are upon us.
You're in a war. That seems pretty drastic to me.
No, you know about them too. I apologize. You might become... I only have 2 shards, but that's enough. I'll keep them safe. Lena, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you too. This is what's best for us all. With the Epoch's power, I'll finally be able to...
Uh-oh. Well, that turned out bad. It appears one of the shards is here. So now we're in the future, and it's gross. There's tentacles everywhere. Alright, we'll go forward a little bit. Just to demonstrate. New region.
What is this place? I don't seem to have gone far, but everything looks so different. Is there anyone here?
Oh boy. Stuff got a lot stronger. Fire attacks seem pretty strong against these things. Struggling. I mean, have to go back and grind. Yeah, don't have any more skills. Look at that. Ooh. Fancy. Okay. Yeah, we still got a ways to go for that. Yeah, do that. Some more points here. We don't need mana. Already proven that. But that uses mana.
And who are you?
A guy. Where's here? Only rangers and elders are allowed out. You don't look like a cultist. Cultist? What? The void. Alright, random NPC. He's just gonna follow me, he's not even gonna help. That's kind of rude. Oh, there he goes. Never mind. I was gonna say. Jeez. There's more guys. Alright, I think we gotta forge our gear. Let's give it lightning damage. So every item has forging potential, and depending on how strong you want to make your stuff, you use some of that potential. 16 potential remaining. Yeah, we'll do lightning damage. That could be cool. Oh, it just does increase lightning damage, but not actual lightning damage. Let's give cold damage too. We don't have any forging potential left. Darn. Let's see. Well, if we ever deal lightning damage, we'll do more of it now. I misread that.
What?
Something terrible's happened.
Who are you?
Those things. The void.
Where are you
Terra,
going?
watch over you.
I don't know you. No cultist. Alright, so here's our crux for the story. We're in the future and everything's spooky looking. So how do we get from this? Everyone looks pretty happy, normal. To this. Who knows? But yeah, this last Epoch, we're going to leave it here. I think this game's pretty good. They did a good job with it. I think it fills a much needed void in the genre. I'm really curious what's going to happen though when Path of Exile 2 comes out. Whenever that comes out, who knows when that'll be. But yeah, this is worth checking out if you've been dying for a good action RPG and you too were disappointed by Diablo 4. So we'll leave it there. I'm certainly enjoying this. And whether you're here live or you watch this VOD later on down the road, I hope you enjoyed it too. And until next time, have a good one.